First Breath Moms. My name is Biz Casmer, and my first name is short for Elizabeth. And I'm going to be your leader today, taking you through some mom and baby yoga tools and techniques that are really helpful for decreasing stress in our lives and really just taking care of our physical body and our emotional. You can practice these at home on a yoga mat if you have one, or on a towel or a blanket or on carpeted floor. All are fine. So we're going to move into a mom and baby yoga practice, and we have Laura and her little baby. And what we're going to do is just a couple of techniques that are great for you, great for your baby, good for relieving stress, good for stretching the body, and really just a nice time for you to spend with your baby, doing something healthy. So in any yoga practice, we'll always start with just a little thing called centering, and it's basically for us to connect our energy and our breath, and if we've got a baby in the picture, we're also going to connect to their energy and breath. So I'm going to have Laura just place her right hand on her baby's belly. The babies always squirm, sometimes they cry, we just kind of see how they're feeling. And if you're able to here, if you feel safe, you can close the eyes and just take a couple breaths together. So notice your own breath and your own heart rate. And share that with your babies. If you feel anxious or stressed, your baby's going to feel anxious or stressed. So bring yourself down. If you're feeling anxious already, try breathing in the nose and breathing out of the mouth on the exhalation. We'll take just a few breaths here, centering, quieting ourselves, quieting our baby. And this is also a great time to set an intention for a practice. It could be something different every day. So it might be something as simple as my intention is to enjoy this time with my baby. And just remind yourself of that as we move through different poses. So we're going to open our eyes if they are closed. And looking down at our baby, we're going to start with a little bit of infant massage and yoga stretches. So what we're going to do is just start working from the hips down to their feet. And you can kind of milk their legs a little bit, just like a little squeeze, a little kind of movement of the hands. There's lots of different techniques here. You can kind of squeeze down from the groin to the foot. You can sweep the hands down from the groin to the feet. Or you can do a little raindrop technique, like you're playing the piano. And this is great for stimulation for our baby. And you can do the same thing on the other leg. You can always spend more time in an area that the baby might enjoy. And getting into the groin space is good too for your baby's lymphatic system. And a little press on the feet. Their feet get really cramped and tight. And then do the same thing on their arms, from the armpit to the hand. So just again, a little squeeze. You can milk down the arm. It's called a milking technique. Or you can sweep, or again, that raindrop, or play the piano down. And getting through both arms, always making sure to find balance. And this is kind of fun just to pay attention and see what your baby responds to. If they love something, you can stay longer. If they don't like it, you can skip right over it. And then after you finish that second hand, go ahead and take both hands behind the back along their spine and play the piano, again, or that raindrop technique, along their back body. So this is good for stimulation on their spine, and you can just bring the hands right underneath their back. Oh, you can bring your hands right underneath his back and just play the spine. Oh, good. And this is good again for their spine as they develop. Get blood flow and oxygen into their spine. And then we'll get a little bit of baby yoga stretching. We're going to take both of the arms and stretch them way out, away from one another. And then bring them together, and you can just make a little clap. And then you can open them again. And then bring them together. And one more time, open the arms. And then bring them all the way together. And that stretches their chest and their shoulders. And we'll do a little bit for their legs. We'll grab both of their feet and let the knees be together. And press both knees into their belly. And then pull them away towards you. So we're just stretching in and out. This is good for stretching their legs and their low back, but it's also good for digestion. So if you have a colicky baby, these kind of techniques are really useful. And then you can keep the knees in on the next one and let the knees go side to right and left. Same thing, good for digestion, good for colicky babies. A lot of times you might hear some gas from your baby here, very normal. And then coming back to center. And then we're just going to do one more stretch here for the baby. We'll pull on their right leg and pull on their left arm at the same time. Stretch them away from one another, diagonal stretch. And then bring the hand and foot together. And just do that twice more on that side. Nice long stretch. And then together. And then one more. And then switching sides, remembering that balance. Left arm and right leg. Good. And then just one more from there, finishing up this side. And then allow your baby just to rest and place your right hand on their belly again. And this is where we can just thank them. We can thank our baby internally. We can thank them for being such good participants. And now we're going to move on to some techniques for ourselves. Again, things that will help us de-stress, unwind, and get our bodies feeling just as good as our mind. So our baby can stay right in front of us as they are, and we're just going to rest our hands to our knees and take a couple shoulder rolls. So the shoulders are going to go up, back, and down. When we have a newborn, we carry them a lot, and we can carry a lot of stress and tension in the shoulders and in the chest. One more big circle, and then let the shoulders stay down, and we're just going to let the head move side to side a couple of times. Just loosening up our neck. This can run down the shoulders and the arm as well. And one more time, side to side. And you can always hold these longer than I'm guiding you through. If something feels good to you, just like for your baby, stay as long as you'd like. We're going to do one more for our chest. We're going to take our arms in front of us and open them away. Interlace your fingertips behind your back. And then feel your shoulders and chest open up. This is good for the collarbone space, the shoulders. We'll take one breath, lifting chin. And then exhale, drop the chin to the chest. And then release. And set the hands alongside the body. We're going to keep our right hand planted to the ground. And just take that left arm up and stretch up and over. Softening that upper shoulder. So this is a side bend. It's really good for helping with our breath. Opening up what are called the intercostal muscles in the ribs. And that can help with anxiety. That can help with breathing. Helping us to de-stress. And then come back. And we'll go right over to the other side. So you can do these as much as you want. Anytime you're resting or sitting with your baby. Think of these yoga tools that will help you. And then come all the way back. So we're going to transition to our hands and our knees from here. Grab your legs and just make your way up and over to your hands and to your knees. And now your baby, you can adjust them so that they're directly underneath you. So you're kind of looking over them, hovering. And they can stay head on that blanket if they need to. Your hands will come alongside of them. And we're going to do a couple of movements called cat and cow. So the fingers are open wide, the hands right below our shoulders. And then our hip bones are directly above our knees. We're going to inhale and just drop our belly down towards the ground, towards our baby. And then when we exhale, we round our back, bring the chin to the chest, and look down and smile at your baby. And go back and forth a couple of times. This is really good for the spine, good for blood flow throughout our spinal cord. Just like when we stimulated our baby's spine. Now we're stimulating our own. Go ahead, take one more of each of these. And again, if they feel good, take as many as you need. And then we'll come into a neutral spine, a flat back position. We're going to do a little core strength here. And when we have a baby, we got to rebuild the pelvic floor, rebuild that core strength. So I'm going to give a couple of options here. Everyone might be in a different spot. We'll take our right leg and stretch it back along the back of that mat or our towel. And then draw your belly button up towards your back. So literally feel your stomach engage. And then lift your right heel up so it comes straight back from your right hip. And this might be plenty for you. If you want a little bit more, I want you to feel a little bit weight come to that right hand. And then take your left arm off the mat and extend your left arm forward, just like you're shaking someone's hand. Looking down at your baby the whole time, smiling, breathing, and still lifting belly button up into the spine. One more breath. And then relax down. This is called spinal balance. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Left leg stretches back. Left heel lifts, coming right out from left hip. Draw that belly button in. You can stay here, or that more challenging option, the right arm can go forward. Good, and then release when you're ready. Hand comes down, knee comes down, and just to stretch the back once more, do another cow and cat. So you can round the back, you can arch the back. Good, and then from here, we're going to make our way into a standing position. So transitions are fun with the baby in mom and baby yoga, so just be confident, and there's never a perfect way. It's really however you feel best. So we're going to grab our baby, and you can give them a big squeeze, and then we're going to come up to standing position. And you can come one leg at a time, just coming up with core strength. Good, and then grab your baby and just pull them into your chest how you would hold them naturally.